What's up, guys? It is a crappy day in North Carolina. It's like 50 degrees and rain. It stopped raining for a second, so I thought I would come out on this miserable day to tell you the 5 things I hate about my Rad Rover bike. Alright, well, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I make video content on motorcycles and e-bikes and the parts and accessories associated with them, and give you some real-world experience with those gadgets and what I like and don't like. So if that sounds good to you, consider hitting that subscribe button and hit the bell so you notify when I put new content out. So let's jump into this list of the things I don't like about this bike. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know this is my 2018 Rad Rover fat tire e-bike, and I pretty much sing its praises in most of the videos. It's been a great bike for me. I've had it for 2 years. It really hasn't caused me any problems or broken down. I think the worst thing I had happen was I blew a tire out. You know, I popped the back tire once, but it's been fine ever since. So there are a few things, though, believe it or not, that I really are irritated with on this bike. So I'm going to kind of go through my list here and let you know what those are. So the first one, 5, we'll start with number 5. I'm going to kind of lump some things together on that one, and that's going to be just overall convenience accessories, I'll say. So I've added a lot to this bike. The first thing I changed was the seat. You know, this was the stock seat right here, this Velo plush, which it's not bad really for a bicycle seat. Normally they're tiny and uncomfortable, so this wasn't too bad. But you know, this is my around the town cruiser bike, so I really wanted something soft and cushy and plush, and this baby is like a marshmallow with the springs underneath, and it's very nice. So I changed that out. You know, I added the rack, I added the pack, I added the fenders, I added the water bottle holders, I added the phone mount, I added another headlight because the one that comes on is not too bright. I added the mirrors. All this stuff is stuff I wanted for convenience that did not come with the bike. I believe when you buy them now, they at least give you a set of fenders. But I mean, the bike doesn't even come with a water bottle holder, which I thought was weird. So I'm lumping that all into number 5 thing I hate, is just it's missing all those items that you're going to want to add. Brings us to number 4. I'm going to say for number 4 would be power. When you get this bike shipped to your door, it is a class 2 750 watt e-bike, which is, you know, basically the 750 watts is the most you're legally allowed to have, and it's still considered like an electric assist bicycle where you can ride it anywhere. So you can ride it on greenways and in parks and on the road and on the sidewalk and anywhere you can ride a regular bike. That power was fine for the first couple years I owned it. It's really enough, honestly. You don't really need to change it out. I did, because I get bored with things, and I got bored with the power on it, and it's not lightning fast, and I wanted to accelerate quicker. So I did a whole video on it. I did the right here, the Bolton Rad Rover specific upgrade kit. You get this controller and you get a new display screen, and that really woke the bike up. So the power, although adequate for probably 95% of the general public that's going to ride this bike, I got bored with it, so I chose to upgrade that. All right, what are we on to now? Number 3. So for number 3 thing I don't like, I'm going to say the weight of this bike. Check back. I did a video not long ago called How Big is the Rad Rover, where I compare this thing to a normal size 26-inch mountain bike. This thing is a juggernaut. It's, you know, the tires are fitting. Juggernaut. It is huge, man. It is massive. This bike is bulky and just, I want to say it's overbuilt. I mean, it's a tank. So the weight is crazy. I got on my bathroom scale today and put this thing on there with me. As it sits right now, this bike weighs 80 pounds. If you go on the Rad Rover website, I believe it says the bike comes from them weighing 69. So I've added, you know, basically 10 pounds of accessories to this thing, I guess. But the weight is a lot to deal with. It's very heavy when you're trying to load it in the back of your truck or you know, lift it. I used to keep it in the house, honestly, when I first got it. And taking it in and out of the doors, it's barely fits through the doors. It's huge. It weighs a ton. These, it's not, you know, a normal bike has just a circular tube. These are not. These are like squared off, and they are heavy, man. It's just, it's a bulldozer of a bike. It's, I think, overbuilt. They could really shed some weight on this thing by, you know, not making that frame so huge. So the weight is a lot to deal with. If you're a small, weak person, man, this bike would be a lot for you to handle. Let's take a quick walk around it here so you can see it real quick. All this stuff I did add, you know, I did a video on the side cases. You can check that out. Everybody always asks about the mirrors. These things, I love them, man. They're awesome. They work so well. I'll put the link in the description for you. Just added headlight and some other stuff, but we'll do that in another video. I wanted to tell you the things I don't like today. And there you go. So what are we on now? Number 2 thing I don't like. Okay, so I'm gonna say the handlebars. This irritates the hell out of me, honestly. These handlebars, you know, you can see I've tried to add a lot of accessories. I have a phone mount here, my headlight, additional headlight thing I mounted. I had this on there at one point, which was you know, just a water bottle holder that you clip on to the handlebars, because it doesn't come with one. So since then I've added these, but trying to get things clipped onto this handlebar is difficult. There is not a lot of room at all with the bend in it, because you got the screen in the way, and then the handlebars bend, so anything you put on there's crooked when you mount it on. And then the other thing is, the handlebars are not a consistent diameter. They're fat down here, and then they taper, and they get really super skinny up here. So you're working not only with a curved handlebar, but with different diameter size handlebars for all your mounting stuff. It's annoying. I hate that. I ended up clipping this additional little handlebar piece on there so I could mount the light, because otherwise you're trying to mount the light here, you know, on a angled thing. It didn't work. It just doesn't work. So it's a pain in the butt mounting anything to these handlebars. You're gonna need to get an additional handlebar thing like I got, for sure. All right, that brings us to number 1. I saved this for number 1 because this is the thing that bugs me the most, and that is the kickstand on this bike. It comes loose constantly, and it's loud. Let me put it up for you so you can hear how loud this thing is. Oh. It's loud, man. And it's always coming loose. These bolts right here, I've tightened them 3 or 4 times. You go out for a ride or two and they're back loose again, and the kickstand is bouncing in and rattling. You can hear it when you're riding it. It's just annoying. I don't know. There needs to be some kind of like better, softer spring mechanism in it or something. And I guess I'm gonna have to put Loctite on those bolts or come up with something else, because it just constantly loosens up. All right, well, there you go, guys. It's not all love for the Rad Rover. It has been a great bike. I would buy it again for sure, but there are those things that bother me on it. I'm probably gonna end up getting another e-bike here shortly for the fiance to ride. And it started raining more, so I got to get this thing out of the rain. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Like I said, if you want to see more content on this bike, you know, click that subscribe button. I'm always taking video suggestions too, so put those in the comments. If you have questions, want to know anything about it, let me know. And thanks for watching.